A Florida woman is pulled over driving a stolen street sweeper. A Florida man tried to evade the police by putting up a sign saying he doesn't live there. A Florida woman woke up and found the maintenance man in bed with her. And a Florida woman stole her mother's car and ran her over with it. These are the weird stories for Friday on Weird AF News. And they're all from the state of Florida, because on Friday we only do weird news from Florida on Weird AF News. We call it Florida Friday. And let's get into it. I'm going to lead you into the weekend with some degenerate Florida information. A Florida woman is pulled over driving a stolen street sweeper. I don't even know how you steal a street sweeper. You just kind of flag the driver down. Hey. And then you yank him out of the cab and jump in. I mean, how do you get a street sweeper, man? Do you guys know what a street sweeper is? Those of you who live outside the U.S.? Is it only in the U.S. or do other countries have the street sweeping going on? If you don't know what it is, I'll just explain it to you in very simple terms. It's a way for the local community to waste tax dollars on a truck that is supposed to clean the street, but it really doesn't. Here's what it does. It sweeps the garbage from the side of the road and shifts it into the center of the road and then drives along. That's what it does. It's completely useless. I mean, the money would be better spent fixing the roads instead of sweeping the roads. I don't know if you've driven in the United States recently, but the roads are pretty crappy compared to other places I've driven. This story's, I'm sorry, I went on a tangent here. We have a Florida woman. Let's get back to the Florida lady who steals street sweepers. Any other large, unconventional vehicles is she into? Has she stolen a backhoe before? What about a hot air balloon? She steals strange vehicles. Is this the lady that tried to break into the space shuttle down there in Florida? The Florida woman was arrested earlier this month. She was found driving a stolen street sweeper truck. The deputies say the truck had been stolen out of the Sumter County, though law enforcement spotted the vehicle shortly afterward driving through Ocala. I mean, are those faraway places? I'm not familiar with the landscape of Florida, nor do I want to be. Sounds to me like she got in this vehicle and went pretty far with it. She was in the next city. The deputies tried to pull the truck over. When they did, the driver, Florida lady Adaja Diesha Lee. Adaja Diesha. Die, hush, hush, hi, do I, Lee. 23 years old, this is a young Florida woman stealing construction vehicles. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Perhaps she lost her license via DUI. Oh, that's never really stopped a Florida person from getting back behind the wheel. Maybe they impounded her car over parking tickets or something, and she's like, I need something. I need to get to the ice cream store. Steals a street sweeper. They tried to pull her over, and Adaja instead sped away from the police, prompting a chase that lasted about 4 minutes. You're not getting away in a street sweeper, bro. How far you think you're going to get? Although maybe the police will let her go. The cop's like, hey, we're on to her. Should we pull her over? The other cop's like, not yet. My house is coming up. My house needs a little sweeping. Okay, so the affidavit shows the truck eventually stopped near Juniper Road. That's helpful. And Dadaja was taken into custody. Now, according to the arresting deputy, Dadaja didn't want to speak. Instead, she asked for a lawyer, which isn't a smart move. She did sporadically say to the police, "You got me." Pretty funny. Oh, you got me. I want a lawyer. Can we ask you some questions? No, I want a lawyer. But I will tell you this. You got me. Oh, you got me, guys. Yeah, we got you. You were fleeing at 6 miles an hour. How are they not going to get you? You chose the slowest vehicle in history to get away from the police. Of course they got you. I wonder what they're going to do. No doubt the Florida Police Department will sweep this one under the rug. Hey! A Florida man attempts to evade the police by putting up a sign saying that he does not live here. A Florida man attempted to evade the local PD using an unusual method. He put a sign proclaiming that he does not live at his home. The Polk County deputies visited. Sorry. Let's start from the top again. Beep! A Florida man is stupid. Tries to evade the police. He was wanted on aggravated battery and false imprisonment and tampering charges. He tried to send a message to the police using a whiteboard. He wrote on the whiteboard, "Johnny Yates does not live here." Put it in front of his house. Well, A for effort. It was worth a shot. I'm impressed that there's no spelling mistakes on this message, is what I'm most impressed with. Florida man comes up with a plan. What's the plan? Well, not the smartest of plans, but it was a plan nonetheless. The local sheriff's office has a sense of humor. They took a picture of this, put it on Facebook, and they wrote a caption saying, "One of the worst things about being a cop is you always have to be open to the possibility that people are going to lie to you. Gee, a dry erase board never lied to us before. Should we believe it?" Despite the message from Florida man Yates saying he does not live there, the deputies were not convinced by the proclamation. The deputies staked out the place. Obviously, his name is on it. They spotted someone leaving the house. They questioned the individual about Johnny Yates, and that individual told the deputies that, yeah, he's inside the house. Case closed. The deputies surrounded the house and began calling out to Yates on a speaker, but he did not respond. After an hour, the deputies say they deployed something called surrender smoke. That's what they're calling it, surrender smoke. I think they mean tear gas. It's a very polite way to say tear gas. Oh, it's surrender smoke. When they deployed the surrender smoke, 4 people surrendered. 4 people left the home, except for Yates. Surrender smoke doesn't work on Yates. But he wasn't in there. He had to keep up with the whole front that he's not in there. He's like, "Oh, this smoke has really gotten me. I want to surrender, but I wrote a sign out front that says I don't live here. And if I surrender, then I'm lying." Of course, the police discovered Yates hiding inside a chest of drawers. Apparently, it was surrender smoke proof. Where did this guy learn this tactic from? A Looney Tunes cartoon? That's what I want to know. Where do you get this idea, man?
Today is Friday, you know what that means. Weird news from Florida's coming. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Yeah, everything's going my way. Lay that weird shit on us, Jonesy.
A Florida woman wakes up to find the maintenance man in bed with her. Police in Florida have arrested a 64-year-old man for letting himself inside an apartment that wasn't his and letting himself inside a bed that wasn't his either. The bed belonged to a woman living in the very complex where this man works as a maintenance man. Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was testing the bed frame to make sure it's safe. Maintenance men are very helpful in these ways. Perhaps he was there to fix her pipes. That could be a thing. Maybe this was one of those deluxe units that comes with a washer dryer in the unit, 2 private balconies, and an on-call maintenance man. He's very on-call. He's very convenient for you. Yeah, he's right next to you in your bed, so if you have an issue, you just tap him on the shoulder and tell him what's going on. Maybe one of your blinds needs to be fixed. Just tap him on the shoulder. He's right next to you in your bed, lady. This maintenance man is named Wallace Miller. The Florida man was working at an apartment building in Panama City. According to the police, he entered the apartment of a female resident and climbed into her bed as she was sleeping. Miller allegedly tapped the woman on the shoulder to wake her up. The startled woman recognized Miller from his working on the property and then attempted to defend herself, fighting him off. Florida man Miller, of course, is a registered sex offender. Most maintenance men in Florida are registered sex offenders, and they all have multiple DUIs and restraining orders. You just have to hire one that doesn't have a restraining order from any of your tenants, although that's not going to stop them from obtaining more restraining orders from your tenants. They like to climb into bed, apparently, with your tenants. Miller allegedly fled the apartment, and the victim called 911. Miller, the Florida man, was apprehended soon after and charged with burglary and battery at his place of employment. The article ends with some questions. It says it's unclear if the Florida man has appeared before a judge to enter a plea. Well, we don't really care about that. We don't need that information. He's a registered sex offender. He already has a listing. What I want to know is, how do you hire a guy like this? Do you not check the register? Everyone you hire in Florida, maybe they're just all on this sex offender register. So you're like, well, we got to hire somebody. Let's just hire somebody that's lower on the register sex offender list. How about that? Maybe if we pick somebody who hasn't offended anyone sexually in over 18 months, maybe we can give them a chance. Want to create a podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn a little bit of money, all in one place too, for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. You record and edit on your phone or your computer. You send it to Spotify, and everywhere podcasts can be heard. They even have video podcasting options. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions as well. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. Yay! A Florida woman was arrested for stealing her mother's car and then running her over. That's a bad day for the mother. Your own daughter, of all people. A Florida woman was arrested after allegedly beating up her mother, stealing her car following the beatdown. The 25-year-old Amber Shurin Rusnak is the Florida woman. There's a photo of her. She looks like the Exorcist lady. She looks like the little girl in Exorcist. Wow, she's smiling. No regrets here. Stealing her mom's car, beating her, running her over here. Yeah, she has the look of someone whose head spins 360 degrees. I mean, Google it. It's unbelievable, man. Well, apparently the Exorcist girl has gone all Florida man. Maybe the demon inside her was a Florida man. Tough to exorcise the Florida man out of your body. What did her mother do to her to make her so angry? Cancel Netflix? So we have a 25-year-old Florida lady, Amber. She got in a heated argument with her mother in Cocoa Beach, Florida, during which she physically assaulted the mother. Following the altercation, Amber stole her mother's car and hit her with it. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but this is a lot. A witness called 911 to report the incident, and police arrived to find Amber's poor mother injured. She was subsequently taken to the hospital in critical but stable condition. The exact cause of their argument remains unclear. Amber left the scene in her mother's car, of course. She made a getaway. The car was later found abandoned, and the officers and canine unit were able to track down Amber as she attempted to hide nearby. She was taken into custody and charged with aggravated battery and carjacking. It says here, this incident marks the Florida woman's 10th arrest since 2018. She's awfully young to have 10 arrests already. This is her 4th arrest this year. All right. Okay. Hey, you don't stop there. I mean, you might be able to get your 20th by the end of the year. Her previous charges include domestic battery, drug possession, prostitution, battery. She's out on the streets of Florida. You can be arrested 4 times for such things as battery and prostitution and just still be on the streets in Florida. It's a lovely place, guys. Cocoa Beach especially. Oh, I recommend it. I got some advice for the police. Hey, maybe hold on to her this time, yeah? Would it kill you to hold on to her? Not let her out in the world so she can run mothers over with stolen vehicles? Maybe get a priest in the cell. Get a priest down there and exorcise the Florida man out of this lady, will ya?